Good afternoon. I call to order the regular board meeting, October the 15th, 2024, 4:45 p.m. Roll call. Mr. Mark Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Harry Block.
Absent.
Mr. Bruce Mandrek.
Present.
Mr. Jack Turner.
Present.
Lily Campbell, present. All 4 members counted for present at the meeting. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad to see you, and we'll talk a little bit more and welcome you. But at this point, do we have public comment?
Yes, ma'am. We have one public comment. Tabia Lee.
Okay. Thank you. We have the timer. You have 3 minutes for our public comments.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, board members. I'm Tabia Lee, a lifelong educator that's wanted to be with GCC since 2019. My first week of teaching with GCC was September 2nd, and my students had 3 or 4 other English teachers before me by that time. I observed a math substitute teacher mistreated so poorly that they refused to work at our site again. I was told that I would be teaching English and that I had a broad choice of how to arrange live lessons with middle school students, and the lead teacher advised me that all instructional decisions were up to me. I was also told that I needed to teach science, and I offered to cover an elective class for 1 semester until a paraeducator could be hired on, which just recently happened. I have a lot of remarks here, but I'm going to keep them succinct because I do see that timer winding down. But I just want to share with the board that I am a real person, truly committed to our school and our organization. And sometimes good teachers cannot be retained because they have to battle for the basics every day. Since September 2nd, I had to battle with HR to maintain my initial salary placement. I have witnessed and experienced blatant favoritism from administrators at our site, emphasizing that some of us are more equal than others. I have had to ask that the lead teacher remove an activist Progress Pride flag from my classroom, which was placed without my consultation or consent. I've had to learn that I do not have, nor should I expect, a duty-free lunch as a teacher with SAVA. I think I have more time there. I have sought to bring order out of chaos to create a learning-centered environment for live instruction, lessons that engage students in active learning processes and supplement everything they do in Edgenuity. On October 7th, I was brought into a meeting with administration under false pretenses, and a performance improvement plan was presented to me that was founded on so-called anonymous complaints. I would like to note to the board that no admin to date has ever observed me in any teaching capacity, which is disturbing. And my expected next steps include an impossible task of repairing strained relationships with false accusers that remain shielded in anonymity, making me question whether they exist at all. I've requested assistance from the administration to no avail. I'm working in an environment that is hostile towards teachers. And I air this with you not just for my personal story, but for all the stories you may have never heard and all those who may have resigned and disappeared without a trace. Many of us are committed, and we're being told and things that are incorrect. Yesterday, I was told that I should not be teaching science to my students during science class time, and that instead I should be monitoring them on Edgenuity for a live science class. So I'd like the board to look into, the flag policies at our schools, the morale of our teachers, and the environment that we're made to work in, and to see if changes can be made. And I do have written remarks that I'll submit to you. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. It will be taken into consideration. Thank you. All right. Moving on. And again, I want to thank all of you for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate the time that you're given to us, and thank you, cabinet, staff, all of you. Appreciate it. And those who are watching us virtually too, so thank you for being with us tonight. And now we are continuing with our meeting, and we will move into the superintendent's update. So Mr. Superintendent, are you ready?
I am. Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, and to everyone here tonight. I want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to our October board meeting. A few things I just want to highlight, and I'll ask a few people to help me with some of this today in terms of, and I was looking for my next slide kind of thing. There we go. So September was Attendance Awareness Month, and the reason I bring this up is really this year we worked to be very intentional across the GCC and all of our schools to talk about the importance of attendance, and we raised awareness about the importance of good attendance. Our communications team collaborated with social media managers to amplify these efforts online. If you attended any of our school events at our school sites, our administrators took time to share with their families the importance of school attendance. And at a later date, we'll be sharing a data dashboard that was created by our data team to help us begin to look at chronic absenteeism and the importance of that. So we're really happy about the work that we're doing and did this year to really deal with student attendance and awareness. I also like to take this opportunity to introduce our community schools team. So I'm going to ask Director Terekov if he will come and introduce his team to the board tonight. Sergey?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, dear board members, Superintendent Sample, Cabinet. So I'd like for our team to stand up for a moment, and I'd like to introduce our new staff. You know, some of them are not so new. Paulina has been at the middle school, and she's been helping me since actually this calendar year. But then we have some new folks, Leon Burrs, who is the community school outreach specialist, coming to us from Sacramento County CPS. And then we have Myra Toscana Prisakar, who's a licensed marriage family therapist. And then Isidro Hernandez, he's our community school outreach specialist, and Jose Gutierrez, who you pretty much, a lot of you guys know. Yeah. So he's our new community engagement specialist. And that was due to your support with Community School Partnership Program Grant, as well as CYBHI, Children Youth Behavioral Health Initiative Grant. So now you see this team, you heard me at the end of the last school year with an update, and now like we have a team that can focus on work on those needs for our GCC schools. Thank you, Superintendent Sample.
Great, thank you, Sergey.
Can I just say
Please.
Thank you, and let's give them all a big welcome. Welcome. We're so glad to have you, and we know that we will see great things from you. And thank you so much for wanting to be a part of this organization. Thank you.
I'm going to walk them out. So.
All right.
Thank you, Sergey. Thank you to our community team. I think they're going to go into the community, so. So we also, during this time, had our annual oversight visit with Twin Rivers Unified School District, where their representative, Sherry Warta, and retired Superintendent Scott Lehman came and met with our team just to go through and look at kind of our oversight for this year. Mr. Lehman will be performing individual site visits coming up here shortly, but really overall a very positive meeting, a lot of great information that we were able to share with the team, as well as some of the work that we've been doing. In addition, on one of our other authorizers, we had our Yolo County Board of Education annual report. This report was led by Dr. Jerry Kosh and Chief of Staff, Mr. Taylor, who basically did a phenomenal job presenting to the Yolo County Board of Education the work of EPIC and the work that they've done over this course of this last school year. I will tell you they had 0 questions during our presentation, so well, let's just say that was a good thing. In terms of our data, we have our CAFS data release, and at our November board meeting, Assistant Superintendent DeCoy will be updating the board on all of our schools and where we are and the work that we have ahead. I will tell you, our administrators have already been very actively engaged in looking at data. Our cabinet team has started looking at data all the way down to the teacher level, really looking for ways that we best support students. So In our November meeting, Assistant Superintendent Decoy will be sharing that information with you. AB 3216, this was the Assemblymember Hoover bill. Later this month, we will start discussing AB 3216, which is the Phone Free Schools Act. We'll be discussing this with our students during the Superintendent Student Advisory Council meetings to, again, gather their feedback and have them part of the solution to how we begin to implement this moving into next year so that, again, this is a new state law. We have to do it, but we want to ensure that we have student feedback in how we do it. So looking forward to meeting with the Student Advisory Council to begin that conversation. Sacramento Walk of Stars on September the 18th. Several GCC staff, board members included, and students had the privilege of attending the Sacramento Walk of Stars Gala. I will tell you, you'll see our young people there with Dr. Cornell West. It was a great, exciting night, I think, for them. There was this gentleman who was just a little bit taller than me, and I was standing next to him. There may be a picture of him. It was a basketball player. Again, just a little bit taller, Bill Cartwright. And trust me, I was like, and when I stood next to him, it just was shameful. But it was really a great night for our students. I can't tell you the opportunity that they had to interact and the excitement that they had, and want to definitely affirm the GCC Foundation who made this event possible for our students, as well as our foundation board member, Mr. Scott Crocker. And so, Mark, if you will convey that appreciation from us. COA had their family movie night on September the 27th. My family and I had a wonderful opportunity to go and enjoy their family night, and we saw Inside Out. So that was a really fun kind of evening and time that we had. PBIS, California Conference. So I want to just take this opportunity to publicly affirm Angie Praxayavan Briones, our principal at CCCS TK8, who was a presenter, but also CCCS TK8 was recognized as a PBIS California Bronze Medal School, and Angie had the honor of speaking about PBIS in Class Dojo. So again, you'll see that PBIS California. Want to definitely affirm Angie, as well as Michelle York and Tanya Casal from COA Elementary, as well as Danny Coonan from HLA, and Gurpreet Kaur from HLA for attending the 9th annual PBIS conference, and again, was really proud to have GCC represented so well by this group. I want to share some exciting information and news that I'm extremely proud of. Assistant Superintendent Decoy was recently appointed by the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors to the Sacramento Children's Coalition. The coalition advises on policies and programs for children's well-being across the county, as well as oversees child protective services and manages the Children's Trust Fund for the county. This role will provide her with valuable insights on how to better serve our students, but also how to serve children throughout the community. So just want to say to Assistant Superintendent Decoy, very proud of you for that huge opportunity to serve on our county's Children's Coalition. Give her a hand. While we're sharing about the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, I'm also excited to share that Gateway Community Charters received a resolution from the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors for our work in addressing food insecurities. Through our partnership with the Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services, we distributed last year over 3,850 food boxes at CCCS, COA, Futures High School, and HLA. And this year, we've expanded our efforts to include SAVA, allowing us to extend our support to even more families in need. And so the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors recognized our efforts in that work, which again, these are all things that while they feel kind of, one by one. It's very exciting to have a member of our staff from the Children's Coalition, to have the Board of Soups giving us this recognition for our work in the community. And it shows that we're concerned not just about the education well-being, but we're also concerned about our community's well-being. Finally, we have a few upcoming events. On Wednesday, November the 6th, we'll be hosting the College and Career Fair at Sava Twin Rivers in Natomas from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and you'll have this information. I believe we have on October the 24th, the IB night at Gateway International School. Did I get that correct? And then the other one that I have on my list, trust me, I have double-checked, triple-checked, and quadruple-checked the dates. We have the Wine, Cheese, and Chocolate event, which will take place on November the 7th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 58 Degrees in Holding. So with that being said, that is my report. I'll entertain any questions.
Any questions, comments, board members? And again, let's give a hand for the recognition of the plaque that we just received for the food efforts that we have done. So thank you. It does let us know that we are not just educating students, but we are part of the community. And that's a good thing that we are showing. And so now with that, we are going to move on into our study session. Professional Learning, GCC Con Report and Update. And that's
Gold.
Dr. Gold.
Good evening. How is everyone tonight? Good. Well, yeah. Oh, yes. There we go. Okay. Well, good evening, President Campbell, board members, Superintendent Sample, and Cabinet. Today, I'm excited to provide you with an update on GCC Con, which is our internal professional learning conference, which took place last Monday, October 7th, at the RDP campus. So for GCC Con, it is a professional learning community where all of our educators can learn from one another. They can share their expertise to help build our collective capacity. Our event is really centered on the Portrait of a Graduate framework, as well as our key organizational priorities of leadership, learning, equity, well-being, opportunities, and engagement. GCC is unique because it brings together both of our classified and certificated staff, really fostering a collaborative learning experience with a shared focus on creating a dynamic and inclusive environment to support the success of all of our students. So this year, some of our highlights, we had over 750 attendees, staff members, and it featured over 60 unique topics, over 115 sessions. I am proud to announce that we had more than 70 presenters with representation from all of our school sites. I want to give a big thank you to all of our presenters for volunteering their time. They were not compensated for this. They did this out of the graciousness out of their hearts and their expertise to build our organization's capacity. I also want to give a special recognition to the central office staff, Higher Learning Academy, and SAVA, whose staff showed up strong and offered many of these sessions for us. Additionally, we had approximately 30 outside experts who helped to enrich the learning environment and foster our professional growth. So you can see that the majority of our sessions are led by our own internal staff. As noted, we offered a diverse range of topics across our 6 core areas. So the first one being learning. This priority was all about providing educators with the essential tools to thrive in both their classrooms, but also in their personal lives. From leveraging AI to elevate teaching practices to mastering financial planning, these sessions offered our staff vital knowledge and skills. Some of the most popular sessions in this area were Aries Queries, Beginner to Intermediate, which gave educators the know-how to navigate student data effectively. Taking control of your finances, which really empowered our attendees with financial confidence. And the best AI tools for teachers, Unlocking DFID's Potential, where educators discovered how AI can revolutionize their teaching practices. In the area of leadership, these really offer dynamic sessions for leaders looking to sharpen their skills and stay ahead in the evolving educational landscape. Topics included advanced data extraction techniques to help drive decision-making, strategies for legislative advocacy to really help amplify the voice of charter educators, and navigating integrity in the age of AI, a timely session that really explored the ethical leadership and responsible use of artificial intelligence in schools. In the area of equity, this really focused on empowering educators with strategies to support neurodiverse students, our English learners, and students who have varied learning needs. Some of our most popular sessions tended in this category were Step Into Their Shoes, Experiencing Accommodations Through Interactive Role Play, Batter Up, Boosting Engagement for English Learners and Reluctant Participants. In the area of well-being, this is one of our most popular learning priorities, and in fact, these sessions usually fill out literally in seconds. Less than 60 seconds, these fill up, even despite us adding additional offerings this year. From fitness on the go and prioritizing self-care to creative release of paint and sip using neurographic art to unwind and reflect. We really focused on supporting our staff's well-being. Additionally, we provided essential sessions for supporting our students, such as trauma and the brain, and strategies for building meaningful connections using the science, brain science. Then looking on to opportunities, in this category, we explored everything from being able to plan epic field trips that our students will never forget, to using social media as a superpower for motivation and positive parent engagement, tackling tricky parent conversations with confidence and ease. And finally, in the area of engagement, this priority had sessions focused on innovative strategies to inspire our students, to spark the joy in learning, and elevate creativity. Sessions in this area included Elevate Your Teaching Game, unlocking strategies from Teach Like a Champion, Creative Classrooms with Canva, boosting engagement through decision, and Joyful Literacy, creating culturally affirming read aloud routines, which was actually put on by our very own professional learning coach, Kimberly Heffron, in collaboration with COA VP Michelle York. And of course, we got feedback from GCC Con to see how we are doing for continuous improvement. And so all of our participants had the opportunity to leave feedback after every session that they attended. And we have received overwhelming positive feedback with the average of being 9.7 out of 10 out of over 300 responders. Teachers and staff have reported getting valuable, actionable strategies they can immediately apply in their classroom, with comments such as, "Amazing! I learned a lot and was able to take away things I could use in the classroom. It was fun, engaging, and Pat showed passion and enthusiasm. The presenters were amazing. Thank you for offering these learning opportunities, learning to give back to myself so I have something to give back to others." And another one, "It was so great to learn some tips and tricks on how to save and earn money. I can now reach my financial goals." And also, if you can see there, we also got a nice 2 thumbs up from this gentleman who is an actual picture in one of our attendees from GCC Con. You can see some of the great learning in action here. And I want to take this opportunity to really affirm everyone who was part of making this event possible. First and foremost, I really want to thank my incredible team that I have here with me today. First, I would like to introduce for the first time and thank our new academic program coordinator, Nicole Duran. Nicole, you can stand up. I'm making you stand. Next, we also have here our amazing professional learning coach who helps to oversee ELA and ELD, Kimberly Heffron. And likely in traffic right now, I don't think he's snuck in yet, no, is Adrian Peer. He was actually at SCOE all day today, co-leading Building Thinking Classrooms with SCOE County Office of Ed. So also we can give him a hand for everything that he has done. Okay, you guys can sit down. Also, I really want to thank again our amazing presenters. Without them, this event would not be possible. Also, I would like to give a special thank you to Rohan, who works in our technology and data. He helped create all of the sessions and all of the scheduling for us, which is quite the feat, if you can imagine, with 115 different sessions going on. Also, our data team, Aaliyah and Ina, for all of their clerical support. HLA and future staff for helping to host and prepare the event for us. And also a big thank you to our admin for supporting our presenters during their sessions. A special thank you also goes out to our RDP custodians, as well as Raj, custodian from CCCS TK8, for helping to take care of all the facilities before, during, and after the event. And last but not least, I would like to affirm our central office teams from facilities, technology, HR, ed services, and business services. It definitely took all of us working together to make this event a success. And so in closing, GCC Con has become really a cornerstone of our professional learning efforts, providing a platform that allows us to enhance our skills, collaborate across our sites, and ultimately impact our students. We're proud of this year's success and are looking forward to continuing to evolve and expand our offerings into the future. So thank you so very much, and I'm happy to entertain any questions from you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Turner.
Dr. Gold, this is just truly impressive. And to coordinate it, this is like a conference. It truly is, and I know how much work goes into it. And particularly in coordinating the 72 presenters that you had in all the special areas. Is this a once-a-year, it's a lot of work, so I'm not necessarily pushing for more. Is it a once-a-year program, or are you looking to do it twice?
It is a once-a-year program at this time, yeah.
Well,
You're thinking about
congratulations.
doing it again, though, aren't you?
Always. But you're right. I mean, we have a small team, and I mean, again, hats off to my team. They are so flexible, dedicated. I mean, countless hours really goes into organizing the event.
Maybe I always ask this question, with all the success you had, what would you do differently?
2 breakfast lines. It's some of those small details, right? When you go back and you reflect, it's all about efficiencies and really creating an experience for our staff members. They don't see any of the hiccups, they just get to come, they get to collaborate, they get to team up. I think more opportunities for us to do cross-site collaboration because it
Okay.
is so valuable, as well as really focusing extra on even elevating more of sessions for our classified staff. We keep continuing to enhance our offerings for our classified staff, but I think that there is still more that we can do in helping to reach their professional learning needs.
Yes.
Dr. Gold, wonderful experience. Actually was there and went to 3 workshops, and I walked away learning a lot. Just briefly, I went to the one that Ashley and Joy did on Portrait of a Graduate, and the intent was to get teachers to think about some of the activities that they do to support the various elements of Portrait of a Graduate. And again, it was a big aha for me, and I think they really were engaged. The other one I went to was, we keep talking about AI in education, and I wanted to get some context around it. So I actually took a class on that, and I'm trying to think, I made a note here as far as, Nicole Steele was the one that presented, and they have a AI application called DIFFIT.
DIFFIT, yes, sir.
DIFFIT, and just for the board members, it was a way of unlocking different potential from students based on where they were in the learning process, and to actually create lesson plans that address their level and to get them engaged in the. I'm simplifying it, but it was phenomenal about what AI actually can do to assist teachers in the classroom. And then the last one I took was called Mastering the Art of Skill Evaluation in CTE. And it was really just taking people through the exercise that they do with a student to make sure that they kind of understand the various tasks and the pattern that needs to be established in order to do those tasks proficiently. So again, and 700 people were there. I just think this is amazing that you did this. And I would encourage board members when they can for the next one to attend. There's a lot of things. In fact, I suggested to Dr. Gold, there's a couple of classes that I think when we have our board retreat, if we got a small version of a couple of those classes, I think it would be very beneficial to us.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Well, obviously, it was a great day, and next year don't have it after golf tournament. I had planned to be there, but somebody somewhere gave me a sore throat. I hugged and kissed too many people, I guess.
Oh, Ms. Campbell, we agree with it being near the golf tournament.
Yeah, I even looked for you, and they said, she's busy, because I missed our camaraderie. But I do want to be there. It was my plan to be there until I woke up with a sore throat and thought, I can't give it to anyone else. Anyway, it's in-house joke. So thank you so very much, and I am so sorry that I could not have been there. It was my intent. So thank you and your staff for all of the hard work that you put in. And it's getting bigger and bigger every year, so
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
You're very welcome, and I believe Miss Melissa gave you a little memorabilia GCC
Yes.
Con pen. That's a collector's item.
Collector's item.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, hearing none, we shall move on. The next item is our consent agenda items. So we are moving into our consent agenda items, and for the good of the I will read those. Number one is adoption of GCC Special Board Meeting Minutes, 9/16/2024. Personnel consent agenda, purchases over $30,000, disposal and surplus technology, charter renewals submission to Twin Rivers USD for higher learning and Futures High School, board policy BP 0724, artificial intelligence AI use policy, CCCS and Heartland Child and Family Service MOU, coach and stipend pay schedule, field trip Museum of Tolerance, Los Angeles, California, 11/18/2024 from Sava. These are the consent agenda items, and I will entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Move approval?
Second.
Mr. Turner. Second, Ms. Anderson. All right, any other comments, discussion? Hearing none, let's do the roll call, because I do want to make a comment after that. Mr. Mark Anderson?
Yes.
Harry Block, absent, I'm sorry. Bruce Mandrick?
Yes.
Jack Turner?
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. And I would like to pull forth a recognition under personnel consent agenda. And I think the person that we want to recognize
They're here.
is here. Mystique, you want to stand so that we can see you and give you accolades for being our new Special Ed Pupil Service Director. Thank you. Again, this is what happens when you have good people working in your organization that you can promote, look at, and that's what we do here. So thank you, number one, for considering the position, and number two, for going through the interview processes. I know there was more than one, and then coming up on top. We are so glad to have you in that capacity, and we know that great things will continue to happen in that area. So thank you. Do you have?
I do. So we, again, from staff are extremely excited to have this role of our Director of Special Education and Student Services field, and we're really excited about the individual that's filling it. So just so the board will know, Assistant Superintendent DeCoy will be working with, I keep calling her Director Dillon, just to kind of get her used to the title. They will be working together as we begin a process to look at how we continue to serve Gateway International School at a high level of excellence. We currently are actively searching for that next leader, but Gateway International is not being left unattended. They both continue to work and will work as we continue through this transition. So again, very proud of this internal leadership and the experience that Deep will bring to this position is one that I think will be greatly received. So looking forward to working together.
Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And now we're moving into central administration. Item 1, Sacramento Academic and Vocational Academy, SAVA Material Revision. Okay, you're going to speak to that one?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, good afternoon, board. It's great to see you all. So as part of our conversations with Twin Rivers Unified around the SAVA charter school renewal, one of the things that we added in the charter school renewal was to add 6th grade to SAVA Middle School. So we'd have 6th, 7th, and 8th. When we submitted that to them to sort of talk through what that might look like, they said their legal team has told them that we need to have a material revision first to add the 6th grade. Their board needs to approve that, and then we can submit the remaining charter with the 6th grade through 12th grade for 2025 and beyond. This was new information to us, and so we are seeking approval tonight to submit that material revision to Twin Rivers, following our legal advice with any changes that legal has for that charter petition, and then we will also be submitting the renewal at a future point. But the motion tonight is to just submit the material revision.
Just to add, this would be a mature revision to our current charter to become 6 through 8, and then the renewal will flow.
Yeah, so that's for the charter that expires June 30 of 2025 is what we're materially revising. Yeah, good question.
Any questions, comments?
Move approval.
Move approval?
Second.
Second, all right. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call. Mark Anderson,
Yes.
Harry Block, I keep calling him, Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. Thank you. All right, and we have one other item, I believe. The next item is Gateway Community Charters Bylaws Revisions.
Yes, so Madam President and members of the board, during the course of the review of our documents for charter renewal, it was brought to our attention that there are a few sections of our bylaws that need to be revised to align with newly enacted legislation. So our legal team did do a review of our bylaws, and so what we have attached are the newly, or what we've redlined, are the
Redlined,
outlined changes that would kind of help us to remain in full compliance. I'll bring to the board's note that one of the provisions is that our bylaws now say that the board of directors may designate that a meeting be held at any place within the physical boundaries of the county in which the greatest number of pupils enrolled in the charter schools operated by the corporation reside, which is a little bit of a change because we have been operating that we needed to do those within the district that had the greatest, but the change in law allows us to do it within the county. And I know that was something that has been an interest of the board for quite some time. And then the other provisions were just, again, to bring us in compliance with newly enacted legislation regarding the Brown Act.
Yeah.
I'll take any questions if you have them.
Do you have any questions, board members? You got those and you saw the red lines that was in there. And yes, Jack?
No, I move approval. I had a number of questions, but Jason answered them for me earlier.
Okay, so you're good? Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Any more discussion? Any more discussion on the item? Hearing none, roll call. Mark Anderson,
Yes.
Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. So the item has been approved as presented. Okay, and now, let's see, what's our next item? Okay, the next item would be our board comments. Board members, yes, Mr. Turner.
I just want to really congratulate all those who organized and participated in the golf tournament. It was just a wonderful success. A lot of fun was had. And I'm still disappointed, although we played really well. We did not place in any of the prizes, but Congratulations. I know putting those on is an awful lot of work. And just, again, kudos to everybody that was involved in it.
Okay, Ms. Anderson?
Yes, I already had talked about my opportunity to go to the GCC Con, and I was very impressed with it. One of the things in one of the launches from one of the workshops that I went to, this is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. I think it really encapsulates what we do at GCC with our students and how we get them involved and how they learn by being involved. It was just an interesting and dynamic quote that I wanted to share with the board. I also had an opportunity to go to Futures Career Fair. It was, again, a lot of different, both small colleges and private organizations involved with programs for CTE, specifically in other areas, including the military, forestry. It was really well organized, and I got some contacts, actually passed them on to Ashley, because we're going to be doing that career fair in November, and I think these are some good opportunities maybe to bring those folks into the fold as well. And then the last thing I attended was I went to COA Elementary School, and they had a parent workshop. And what they were covering is trying to help parents understand how they can be supportive of their kids. And they went through a whole process of talking about ARIES. They went through iReady, another AI tool, which again, it was fascinating seeing what that is able to do. But Roman was presenting along with Paulina, and this was something, you talked about attendance, and this is a slide that I thought was really telling. And it really resonated with the parents. It talked about if a student misses 2 days a month or 4 days a month, what that really equates to. And it's significant. And again, I think a lot of light bulbs went off for the parents to say, wow, it's impeding my child's ability to learn, taking away those possibilities. So I just wanted to share that with the board. I thought that, it was very, very telling. And so anyway, it was great. I'm glad I got to participate. I was not able to do anything in September because I was traveling, so I made up for it in October.
Yes, you did. You certainly did, and I want to thank you and give you accolades for all of your work that you've done, because I have not made much this September or October. So thank you for being there. We really appreciate it. All right, and I agree with him. The golf tournament was spectacular. We had a complete sellout, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, that was wonderful. And we had a lot of people, new people there that we had not seen before, so it was really great. So thank all of you for all of the work that you did and all of the hard work. And so, with that, any other board comments? Hearing none, seeing none, we are now going to be moving into closed session. Closed session number 1, personnel matters pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. Second item, closed session, anticipated litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9. And the third is closed session conference regarding real estate negotiations pursuant to Government Code 54956.8. So we will be moving now into closed session, and we will come back with a report after we finish closed session. So thank all of you who are here now, and we'll see you later. for waiting. We're back. We are back from closed session. No action was taken, just information items. So thank you for waiting for us. And now we're getting ready. Board comments. Do we have any more board comments? I do. On Saturday of the weekend, we had a momentous occasion, the birthday of our superintendent. And so we would like to wish him a happy birthday, and we could even sing a little, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear superintendent, happy birthday to you, and many more. Speech, speech, yay, speech.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President, and members of the board, thank you.
You're welcome. We love you, and we hope that you have many, many more birthdays with us to come. So thank you for being
Thank
here. All right. Any other board comments? We've said everything we need to say.
Madam President?
All right. And with that, our next board meeting,
Yes, our next board meeting is November 12th.
November 12th, the next board meeting, November 12th. Thank you. And so, with that, oh, you have something?
Yes, just
Okay.
as part of closing comments tonight, staff is requesting that the board adjourn tonight in memory of Mr. Bryce J.R. Vernon. Bryce was a school board member for the Grant Joint Union High School District for a number of years. Bryce was very instrumental in some of our adoption or approval of our very first charters in the GCC, including what at that time was called School to Career, which later became Futures High School. Bryce had a heart for CTE, he had a heart for at-risk youth, and not only was he a teacher, but again, he was in and a part of the Grant School Board family for a number of years. Bryce passed away recently, and so staff is requesting tonight that we adjourn our meeting in honor of Trustee Vernon and to transmit a letter of care and condolences to his family.
In honor and in memory, I remember being on the board, working in the district with Mr. Vernon. So we will adjourn in memory of Mr. Bryce Vernon. Thank you for that. Any other comments? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.